And I'm glad you have been listening to Surviving Davido, the Docuseries. I plan to do it in 10 parts. This morning I launched Docuseries number 1, and today I'm going to continue. Right now we're going to do Docuseries number 2, Chapter 2 of Surviving Davido. I'm doing this live because it feels real. Some people think I wouldn't be able to talk live or look at the camera. There's nothing to hide. When somebody abuses you emotionally, they say abuse them right back emotionally. Yes and no, it's up to you. Now, one has to think about what Davido went through as a child. A 10-year-old, almost 11, losing his mom. Probably doesn't remember anything. The fact is that the Adeleke family pacified Davido growing up. Between age 10 and 15, they wanted to erase every memory of his mother. Vera was my friend from Atlanta, lived on my street. I hung out at her house. Some of the husbands in these houses probably didn't know all the wives, but some of us had children. Everybody had small children. These kids are now 27, 31, and I hung up there a lot. YouTube people, if you haven't seen my write-ups on Instagram, you should go read them. Because I'm actually up to 5 over there, Docuseries 5, just write-ups. I'll bring it to community here and post them. When Davido was growing up, like I said in Docuseries 1, they moved back home to Nigeria. And after moving back, I didn't see them again. Davido enrolled in a primary school and a secondary school in Nigeria. I have photographs of him in uniform with his friends and classmates. And he became one of those Nigerian primary school, secondary school kids. Went to Babcock University. Blended with the Nigerian kids. Spoke the language, but still had that little bit of American stuff in him. He's American. He was born in America. My son, who was a year older than him, that they used to play together when I babysat him, is 27 and he's 26. Lade said he vividly remembers him as kids playing together. Roblin, our babysitter, still has pictures. She says she'll look for them because I want to post them. I carried him, I watched him, and I wish I could say this when Veronica was alive. If Veronica was alive now, and I did this video and I said, I used to babysit him, she'll come out and defend it and said, yes, it's a shame. Because sometimes I had to go out to the mall real quick and I'll drop him over and Kemi will watch them. Davido didn't even know I babysat him. Do you know the future? Do you know who's in your life? Do you know who was in your life? Do you know my grandmother that died at 102 actually babysat President Obasanjo? And President Obasanjo used to wet the bed. When we heard this story, we were stunned. On her 99th birthday, President Obasanjo came to Ibadan to see her. And the story was told again in front of the Nigerian Tribune reporter at my grandmother's house. Well, do you know people in your past? Have you heard names? But you don't know them. Such a case is my son, Rich KJT, Coyote. We went to New York. We stayed at Trump Plaza, Donald Trump's hotel, because there was an award show there that I was attending, the Broadcast Foundation Awards. So staying there for the Broadcast Foundation Awards, it meant that I didn't have to travel up and down New York. I just went downstairs to the ballroom. At the end of the day, I left my kids upstairs, 3 children. I went to the awards. The older one said he went out to get something. He was only 15, 16. At night, did I ask you? Did you ask permission? I don't know what it was, but he left my 9-year-old and my 7-month-old baby, which is KJ. KJ rolled off the bed when they both slept off, and the baby fell. His brother picked him up, called downstairs to the main number, and the manager of the hotel came to get me in the ballroom. In the middle of all these different broadcasters, Oprah Winfrey was there. I was actually talking to Oprah Winfrey when they came to get me. I took pictures, everything. I had to leave and go upstairs and see what was going on. At the end of the day, the manager knocked my door again, and there was a man at the door. His name, Donald Trump. He owned the hotel. I had no idea that he lived in the hotel, on top of it, the penthouse. Mr. Trump stood there and said, "Hey, Frank, come here. Get this woman a crib. That's a crib, a cot that the baby can sleep instead of rolling off the bed. And take care of them. Waive the bill. Give them whatever they want to eat." This is a $400 a night hotel that I stayed in. I ended up not paying for 3 days. I ate anything I want. I just saw a humanitarian. The owner of the hotel came. Obviously, of course, because I might sue, but can I sue? Was it their fault that my baby rolled off the bed? He was just compassionate. 20 years later, somebody tells me that Donald Trump does not like women and he does not like black people. I tell them no. I'm black and I'm a woman. And the way he treated me when my son was a baby, I will never, ever agree with you. I told you that story to illustrate that there's some people in your past you don't know, and they're critical people in your past. Donald Trump is in my son's past. He was the owner of a hotel. I came to the room when he was 7 months. And my son said to me, KJ is now 18. "I want to meet Mr. Trump." I said, "You've met the president before." He said, "I want to meet him this time in the White House. And I'm going to make moves to get to the White House with my son. And then when I get to the White House, like Kim Kardashian got there, and I'll tell him what happened in that hotel, he will vividly remember." Davido was in my past. He doesn't know that. But his father knows. Deji cannot deny it. Even Demola, he was in school at that time too. We'll go on. We'll go on. In Docuseries number 2, we talked about other things, and I'm going to bring them to Docuseries number 2. Last week, asked Davido the hashtag. Davido asked fans to ask him anything. I asked him 4 questions. He couldn't even answer them. He replied me and called me weary, a mad woman. Yes. What happened next will stun you. One other question was that, did your father get oil blocks from Babangida? Who replied me? The dark-skinned fat one, Wale Adeleke, chairman HKN. Wale Adeleke tweeted, "You, this mumu journalist, fake news. Don't you know how to research facts? Every rich Nigerian got an oil block." That's what Wale Adeleke said on the tweet. I will post it here in community. Davido's brother said, "I'm a mumu journalist, don't I know that every rich person in Nigeria got an oil block?" Now you tell me, you're watching this. Did every rich person get an oil block in Nigeria? Are there not rich people who carried drugs in the 80s, the cocaine era, on Allen Avenue and built all those nice shops and boutiques? Were there not people who worked simply hard and they had money without getting an oil block? I know many people who have businesses here in Ibadan, businesses in Lagos, without getting an oil block. Hard work. That's what Wale Adeleke said. The children of the elite, I'm one of them. But there's 2 kinds of elites. The elites that have the money and the ones that just have a little bit of money. I'm not one of the ones that have the money. The money is the oil money. Oil blocks, oil wells, all that. And that's Deji Adeleke. He was Babangida's boy. So his children had to name him Baba Olowo. Or was it his children? No. It was his workers. Pacific Energy, a company that's running oil and gas that had some safety standard issues. Last year, around September, somebody wrote me a letter. I'm very worried about any letters written to me because I went to prison on a fake letter by Iyabo Ojo and her PA. However, this person wrote a letter saying that they want me to investigate the death of an employee at Pacific Energy, and that the employee's death was just treated as if it was a chicken that died. And I told that person, I can't do it because I will need your name. But as a journalist, you must protect the source. If you can't protect the source, why do the story? The person said, I don't want to say my name. So how do I believe that somebody died in there? Plus, I have a conflict of interest. I can't do that story. I'm going to investigate Deji Adeleke. I'm fighting his son who just demeaned me. Some people are still not understanding why I'm doing this. They don't understand why this stuff really hurt me. Is it today that any rapper or anybody is abusing a woman? Remember when somebody said Aramide slept her way off? up to the top. The comedian said that and apologized later. Oh, I'm used to getting apologies. People who make fun of my work, except from that Femi guy, who I'm still going to deal with very mercilessly. I have areas. If I can't deal with you by flagging your account, I'll flag my video on your page, or I'll flag you under community standards. You can't fight it. So it hurt me personally. Some of you on this channel remember when I came out here and I did an address of Davido, you must apologize. Davido must apologize. I've done addresses, I've done tweets, I've done everything. 3 months since October. He has not apologized. I started hearing his mother's voice in my head while I'm sleeping, and I'm talking right back to her. I channeled out of the mother's voice. That's why I know I can talk to dead people. When I channeled out of her voice, I was actually awake and I was still hearing her voice, and I was talking to her awake. That's what Tyler Henry does. If you don't know Tyler Henry, Google him. Tyler Medium. Yeah, I can speak to the dead. I started putting up stuff that I hear from Vero to Davido, because Davido is going to have a serious demise that I'm trying to avoid. His mother said it to me. I heard it. He lives a reckless life. He lives a reckless life. They are delicate boys. They lead reckless lives. One of them, who I wouldn't mention, I just call him Omo Governor, Governor's son. One of them, light skin, not B-Red, not Shina, another one. What are you worrying yourself for, Kemi? Davido, when he smokes and drinks and has sex with a woman, he doesn't remember the woman the next day. That's what his cousin told me. Is that not a reckless life? Picking up women left and right, getting them pregnant. Well, I was very offended by being told to oil my pussy. I need sex down there. The Punch came to me, interviewed me, and I spoke to the Punch. And they twisted the headline to be about the sex thing. That's what papers do. At the end of the day, Davido gave a license to every single one of his fans to abuse me and sexually harass me in addition to him. That's when I decided I'm going to fight back. I'm going to let him know that I know you. I know you past being a music star. I know you from childhood. I carried you. I changed your diapers. You are very irresponsible, David Adeleke. On that night, they had the EMAs, European Music Awards. I was watching on the TV. The next award was Davido and Tiwa Savage. They were representing Nigeria in the EMA's Best African Act. And the winner is, just about when they called the winner, Tiwa Savage, my phone rang. Before my phone rang, a woman was sending me a lot of pictures. What is this? Who is this baby? At the end of the day, the phone now rang. Madam, who are you? She's a grandmother. Please help me. My daughter had a baby for Davido. I see what you're going through with him. Please help me. 5 years. We have written the family letters. We spoke to the king in Ocean. Nobody has heard us. They have disgraced us. It has affected my health. It affected my anxiety level. I'm depressed. This is what a 51-year-old grandmother was telling me, Rockwell Abinjo, Ayola Abinjo, the first baby mama's mother. Davido will emotionally abuse his children, and he has already done it. His children don't even know their lineage because he has confused them. Imade thinks she's the oldest daughter. She's not. Mitchell is the oldest daughter. Haley thinks she's the second daughter. She's not. Haley's mother, Amanda, who nobody knows her last name except me. You see how nasty and stupid Nigerians can be? You sit down there, following somebody up and down, protecting them because you're a fan. You don't even know his baby mama's name. the American one. She's secretly married to him. Amanda is Davido's wife. I don't call her baby mama anymore. They were calling her second. She's actually the third. They're married. They secretly married. Davido went to the American embassy with his entourage. He went to get the group visa for the band. He did not take Chioma with him. He lied to Chioma and wrote on the internet that Chioma was not given a visa. They denied her a visa. Why would they deny her a visa? Has she not been to America before? Davido gave everybody the impression that she was denied the visa. I went undercover to the American embassy, to my snitch in there. And my snitch in the American embassy said Davido never applied for Chioma. Chioma never got an application put in for a visa. It was the trip that she wasn't meant to be on. And there was only one ticket. I've always said that Davido sang a lot of cryptic songs. Bagbeoshi. Moti Bagbeoshi. All his songs are cryptic. And that is why he sang that song called One Ticket with Kiss Daniel. I said it. Chioma's stupid. She's a mumu. One ticket, and she couldn't see it. For me, Chioma was just. Chioma was just. Okay? Chioma was just a person that Davido just had sex with. Chioma was not Davido's girlfriend. Chioma was not Davido's girlfriend, I'm telling you. The Adelikes know it. Shino Rambo, B. Red, Nicholas, Sharon, Christina. All of them know that Chioma is not his girlfriend. Chioma is just a girl he has sex with and carries around. The Igbo girl was simply being used. Chioma's family was benefiting from Davido's money. Chioma's family. People say, oh, Chioma's family has money. Who said so? Chioma's family are middle class. They're comfortable. They can survive without you. But they were enjoying the money. Last year, when I came from Port Harcourt prison and I came back home, I was in a buka, one of those canteens in Ibadan, eating amala, when I spotted Chioma on the other side. Chioma and entourage were eating amala. And I said, wait a minute, is Davido in town? Maybe she came with Davido, who knows? But when she left that canteen, she gave the woman a tip. The lady that owned that canteen got a 1 million naira alert as a tip for serving them some good food. It's not extraordinary. I mean, this girl got a 45 million naira car. If he wants to marry her, he would have done that a long time ago. If she wanted to do the baby mama thing, Igbo girls don't do it. Igbo girls will never get pregnant without a ring in their hands. If they do, they know they'll be disowned by their family. They'll be castigated. They'll be castigated. Yeah, Chioma made videos on Instagram saying, oh, we're going to be friends forever, friends. It was just for the sex. Friends forever. The cryptic messages never got to you, the fans. Fans forever. That's exactly what was going on between them. Chioma wasn't Davido's girlfriend. The Adeleke brothers will tell you that. She was just the hoe in charge at the time. Sadly, he's not going to marry her. He's already married to Amanda. Davido can't be married to anybody else and bring them to America where there's a married woman on the ground. Amanda's wedding certificate is in the courthouse. It's public records. If you go there, you'll find it. I have found it. Unfortunately, you can't find it. Why? Because you're so dumb enough to believe that she's just a baby mama, and yet you don't know her name. How are you going to go to the courthouse to look at the wedding records when you don't even know Amanda's last name? Nigerians are deeply sunk in this mindset. When I stood there talking about Linda KG and that Linda was never pregnant and that she's doing a surrogate package and she wore a moon bump, no one said anything. Linda has yet to confirm or deny that moon bump. She has yet to confirm or deny. Her own case is coming. New information about whose sperm exactly was used. When I was saying all these things about Olamide 3 years ago, they said I was calling him names for no reason. Olamide went out and sang about blood money himself. Anytime I tell you something, you don't believe me. When I was talking about Funke Akindele, that instead of you guys to focus on Funke Akindele preparing her body to have twins in IVF, you're wondering if she's on some movie called Avengers. When Simi was dancing with that Adekunle Gold, and I said, these two are dating. Hey, you guys said it was her and Falls, right? Well, they married without telling you. Vindicate me. I'm not a prophet. Prophet KOO is my nickname. I have ESP, agreed. But at the end of the day, I'm an investigative journalist. And if you're a good one, you see red flags. What a red flag is, it's flying. You can see it all there. But Nigerians, we are illiterates. We're arrogant. We're smart, but not intelligent. SBNI, a phrase I coined on the internet. Smart, but not intelligent. We're 21 minutes into this broadcast. Each chapter is 30 minutes. When I finish this one, I'll go with the next one. And we're going to talk about how Veronica committed suicide. Davido's mother died on his father's 40th birthday. A birthday party that we went to church for Thanksgiving and came home to eat. When you go to church for Thanksgiving on a birthday, they still do it till today. My uncle had it on his 80th birthday 2 weeks ago. You go to the hall and you celebrate and eat. Today, people don't go to their houses anymore. They have the biggest halls, 2-3 million, and they have everything done by the event planner. In those days, we didn't use halls. In those days, you put a tent outside your house. The entire grass outside your house, you tented it up. And when you tented it, everybody came from the church to the house. Everybody was eating, drinking. Veronica was nowhere to be found. The hostess of the party. Vero, where's Vero? Screams and noise from inside the house. She'd locked herself in the room. Veronica Adeleke had locked herself in the room. What happened next? They had to force the door down. She was found dead. Next to her, a big slab of cocaine. Davido never knew what killed his mom. He might be finding out now. Davido was told that his mom was sick and she passed away. The story of her real death cause may have filtered down the way with him, may have made him very wary of what the press will say, but they sheltered him. His uncles and his father sheltered him so that he wouldn't go through the pain of mourning. A 10-year-old didn't know what cocaine was. A 10-year-old didn't know what pills was. But a 10-year-old knows when you wake up in the morning and mommy, she's not there. He stood there frozen at the side of the graveyard. No emotions until they lowered her. And I took that handkerchief and I went to him and wiped his face. This little baby I carried, I wiped his face. Does he know who I am? No. He'll start to know who I am now. After this documentary, I've done a lot of recordings this morning. My voice is going. My voice is insured for $6 million, and that is 3 billion naira. Voice insurance that I told you in the techno video. I'm glad I'm not on FM radio because they will know. It'll come right through the radio. But I'll continue to record. This is Surviving Davido. Thank you for watching this segment. In the next segment, I will discuss the death of my friend, Dr. Veronica Imade Adeleke. The life she lives, the life she lived, and what happened. what drove her to go get substances outside, pills and chemists, and so on and so forth. Stand by in 5 minutes. I'm Kemi Amalulu Olunlaya, Nigerian journalist. The 15th of January, 2019. Surviving Davido.